presentation.
Endurance, grace, tradition. This is the Head of the Charles Regatta.
There's just so much energy.
Such an awesome experience. The race course is just gorgeous.
It's a regatta steeped in grand tradition.
It's the fall Super Bowl of rowing.
The Head of the Charles is definitely the focal point of the entire fall.
With world-class competition.
It makes you feel young. It's fantastic.
It's just amazing to be together.
As rowers vie for the title of Head of the Charles. The 41st Head of the Charles Regatta, presented by Nautica.
For 5 decades, rowers from far and wide have all come here to the banks of the River Charles, all to take part in the world's largest 2-day regatta. Hi again, everybody. I'm Frank Malakota, and welcome to the 41st edition of the Head of the Charles. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to take you inside this International Rowing Festival, which all began right behind me at the Cambridge Boat Club in 1965. The CBC started this grand tradition in the spirit of the great English regattas. What began as a one-day event has blossomed into a 2-day rowing festival.
It is a unique format in that it rewards people who do well the previous year, and then it's kind of an open lottery system so that an athlete who maybe hasn't really developed that far yet in the sport can end up rowing on the same river as the world champions.
Thank you very much. I'm the oldest man in the race.
This year, over 7,000 rowers, 7,499 to be exact, with 1,584 boats from 41 states, including Alaska and Hawaii, to 14 different countries, gives this a truly international flair.
Our team is Circolo Canottieri Aniene, Roma, since 1892.
There are 26 events with over 250,000 spectators. The Head of the Charles is a demanding 3-mile winding track that tests the stamina of each rower. They'll all have to traverse under 7 bridges, starting at the BU Boathouse, past the halfway mark at the Weeks Footbridge, and around Dead Man's Curve near the Elliott Street Bridge. This has been the scene of many a crash. So how's the winner determined? It's easy. By time. It's a race against the clock, and the fastest time wins. Boats start in single file, approximately 15 seconds apart. A start time is recorded.
Troy Rowing Club, you're on the course.
There are several timing stations along the course where split times are recorded for each boat. You can follow a boat's progress by watching its bow number, which is a large number positioned on the bow or front of the boat. For each lower number boat it passes, the passing boat has rowed the course approximately 15 seconds faster. And here at the finish line, it's all about this. The times are then calculated.
38, 5, 30, 04.
And the fastest time becomes the Head of the Charles.
The Head of the Charles in women's doubles.
Rowing is a sport for young and old. It is never too late to learn. In fact, I got a chance to take a lesson myself in the art of sculling from last year's championship singles winner, Cindy Bishop.
First step is to slide this last oar out, because if you try to get in the boat without that stabilizing you, goodbye. I fell in Charles 5 times when I was learning how. This is the catch, where the blade actually goes in the water. You pull all the way through, starting with your legs first, and then the back, and then your arms to the finish. When you start your stroke, the right hand has to come in sooner than the left hand. And as you drive, you eventually get to the point where they're actually a little bit uneven at the finish. You want the oar to stay feathered all the way up through the recovery to the catch, and then you're gonna square it up again, squared and buried, and then you drive it again. Now bury your blades, and now push with your legs. Yep. Okay, now take your oars out. All right, not bad. Look at us. You're getting a standing ovation. See, you're hooked now, aren't you?
Okay, Cindy, maybe next year I'm out here. Maybe not. Cindy Bishop decided not to defend her singles title this year. Instead, she dropped her 2 oars for 1 and jumped into a Masters 8 over at Riverside. So no Cindy Bishop, but the competition's still mighty fierce in the women's championship singles. With choppy waters at the start, former Harvard rower Michelle Garrett, who captained Radcliffe's heavyweight crew in 2002 and made the transformation last year to sculling, has made everyone in the rowing world take notice. Earlier this year, she finished 3rd at the World Championships and is now the new head of the Charles, taking home the Women's Championship singles crown. Winning in a time of 20 minutes, 1 3/10 of a second. Finishing ahead of Leander Boat Club's Debbie Flood by almost 12 seconds. Brett Sickler of the Potomac Boat Club finished 3rd. Afterwards, a beaming Garrett talked about her triumph. Well, how's it feel?
Incredible. This race is wonderful. It's on my home course. I definitely should know the turns a little bit better than I did, but it was such a challenge, and great to see everybody here, and great to just be a part of this wonderful regatta.
On the men's side, it was New Zealand's Mahe Drysdale, who, like Michelle Garrett, is new to sculling. And just last year, Drysdale made the switch and shocked the world. This year by winning the World Championship. Now he can add the head of the Charles to his resume. Even with a 10-second penalty added to his time, he defeated Union Boat Club's Steve Tucker. Slovenia's Itzhak Chop finished 3rd. Afterwards, Mahe talked about this special moment.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's been a pretty good couple of months for me, and I'm happy to be able to win today. You can't ask for more with a tricky course. You know, it just adds to a bit of excitement trying to pass crews, and having the support there all the way is fantastic.
There is much more to come on this year's Head of the Charles. Up next, 1, 2, 3. TA Crew! Jamie Keneally goes back to school as the collegiates, the preps, and the high schoolers all hit the Charles. And later, we'll take a look inside Rowapalooza.
Absolutely underwater. Some can't swim.
We were probably 3 feet above the roof underwater for the boathouse, and all the boats that were there were destroyed.
Mike Rattay will have a story of hope as one rowing program tries to rebuild after Hurricane Katrina when the 41st edition of the Head of the Charles Regatta returns. So stay with us.
Special settings, fine cuisine. Each week, a fresh view of the people, the flavors, and the finest homes in New England living. This week, we'll visit the Granite State, New Hampshire, where host Pam Fletcher takes us cross-country skiing and visits the home of Yankee Magazine. In the Clark Showroom, Chef Keith Grimes cooks up what we like to call the new New England cuisine. Join us as we visit the trails, mountains, and lakes of New Hampshire this week on New England Living, presented by Clark. Tonight at 10:30 on Boston's WB. Tonight's Head of the Charles segment is presented by Nautica.
I love the change of seasons, and fall's my favorite time of the year. With the leaves changing colors, everything is so beautiful. With my patio enclosure, I get a front row seat. The best part of owning a patio enclosure sunroom is that you can extend the beautiful seasons we have here all year round. And you can do it with security of knowing you've got a quality product.
Someone near you knows the one and only patio enclosures.
Kiss me.
Derailed is spellbinding. A Jennifer Aniston you've never seen.
Got your girl here.
An intelligent 4-star thriller.
How do they know everything about us?
Derailed. Rated R. Now playing.
Working from home changed my life.
It all started when I was referred by this free service.
With all the money I made working from home, I bought a new home. This is the one website you have to visit.
Put your computer to work now.
All you need is a computer and a little belief in yourself.
I'm making $5,000 a month.
I make over $7,000 a month working part-time.
I love the lifestyle my home business offers, and the money's great too.
Log on to 5careers.com.
Welcome back to the 41st edition of the Head of the Charles. I'm Frank Malico. A big part of the racing tradition here is centered around the younger rowers. Head of the Charles has always found a home for the Scholastics. And with more on that, let's check in now with Jamie Keneally. He's on School Road. Jamie?
Well, hey, Frank, whether you're in high school or college, everybody is welcome here at the Head of the Charles. In fact, accessibility is one of this event's best features. And for the scholar athletes lucky enough to be here today, well, they say Row the Charles is a day to remember.
That was like the best experience of my life, to be totally honest. It was so much fun.
This would be the Super Bowl of rowing, definitely.
Oh, it's a blast. It's the coolest thing. This is like a dream to like all rowers to come row here.
It's amazing. The people here are so good, and it's just so cool to see them all.
The tradition and magnitude of this regatta is clearly on the minds of our youth. Yes, the Harvards, Princetons, and Yales dominate the college scene, but smaller schools like Loyola of Maryland find their niche here as well.
Knowing that you're out there with people that are world champions and elite athletes, people that have flown across the pond to be here, it makes it very exciting.
I've been determined to row here for a year, so it's extra sweet for me just because I missed on this last year, and it's great.
As for the high schools, they come from as far west as Washington State with the Green Lake Crew to our nation's midsection where Chicago area greats like Loyola Academy and St. Ignatius realize a dream come true on the Charles.
It's absolutely amazing. I mean, to race against so many great crews from Great Britain, Germany, all the Ivy League schools, as well as people on the bridges cheering, so many boats on the water. It's a great thing to be a part of.
As a junior in high school, I'm out here with these Olympians and high schools and colleges, and I feel really honored and privileged to be able to race among them.
1, 2, 3.
TA Crew! Even hometown crews find the Charles so inspiring.
It's great to be rowing with some of the best crews in the world, really. I mean, Cambridge and Harvard and the Dutch are here.
It was a great experience and hard rowing, great teams. It was intense. It was nice. Awesome.
I feel so lucky. There are so many people who would like to be in this position, and it's so great that I'm actually out here doing it.
The experience of a lifetime for a rower. I mean, rowers come from across the world to experience this, and it's just an honor. It's such an honor to be here, to hear the fans, to see the amazing crews all around you. It's just so motivational and inspiring, really.
Memories, Frank, no doubt all about the memories, and yeah, quite a few made here today. That's the story here down by the river. Frank, back over to you.
Thanks, Jamie. From young to young at heart, the Head of the Charles has become a destination for people that just have a passion to row.
People really think it's an elitist sport, only the privileged get to row. I'm from Dorchester, I went to public schools, I went to a state college, I picked it up later, and I'm rowing with the best this country has. It's not an elitist sport, and you can play basketball your whole life. You're never getting on a court with Michael Jordan, but look who I'm rowing with.
Another year of making memories for Dorchester's Kate Sullivan.
Come on, Harry! Go her!
And another fixture at the Head of the Charles is legendary Harvard crew coach Harry Parker, who's been at it since the regatta's inception. How'd you feel out there?
I felt good. I went a little slower than I'd like to be, but actually I had a good row. It felt all right, and I got tired.
Does it ever get old?
No, it doesn't. Well, it's always a little old about the 2-mile mark. You think, why am I out here? But no, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
A pair that's having a blast is a mother and daughter team who make the annual trek from upstate New York.
We're very competitive, but we get along great in the boat. I don't say a word. Carrie calls all the shots, which is kind of a different twist to mother-daughter kinds of things.
There's just not many people that I think are able to have this relationship and have the bond and to stay young together, and we'll do it for many years.
Who's the better rower?
We're very close.
I should be much faster, but I will admit I am not.
A special bond that makes this regatta so unique. Still to come, the granddaddy race of them all, the Championship 8s. We'll have all the exciting action. Also a story of inspiration. Mike Brute will talk to a former Olympian who had his life turned upside down by Hurricane Katrina. But up next, Lauren Jiggets will give us a front row seat at Rowapalooza when the 41st edition of the Head of the Charles continues.
At Superstation WGN, it's a ball to beat 'em all. Tuesdays, Dominic Da Vinci's got a dead body on his hands. With no clues and no rules. No body escapes Da Vinci's inquest. Wednesdays, Paul Tracy's living life in the fast lane.
You're riding shotgun.
The new original reality series, Race Car Driver. Da Vinci's Inquest Tuesdays, Race Car Driver Wednesdays.